I've never shared this with anybody. I'm gonna get dragged right now for saying this, but even my husband drags me for saying it. I, for a long time lost faith in my American Black man because what I grew up around, what we were dating, coming from where I came from, the options available to me, it was just like, I can't see myself being a baby mama, worried about, where he's at while I'm out trying to, work and better myself. And so for me, went out the country. Mm-hmm. Like, I wanted someone with a stable background. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes with our Black women, they follow trends.
Yes. Black folks are some of the most media susceptible on the planet.
I was just talking about this today. Like, you can see one person with a pair of Jordans, everybody will go buy the same Jordan.
1954, Time Life made a video. It's still on YouTube. How to Sell to the Negro.
Oh.
Audience, go watch it. And they talked about the psychology of Black folks to the new emerging class. And it was really a pitch for Ebony magazine. This is how they wanted to sell to us. We're a consumer class. So, and this is why I say that as much as people watch me now, I hold men to a high standard because, like it or not, we failed. We failed in the sense of this. One, we have failed to control our image, meaning there's a lot of stuff against all of us. But I can give Black women credit for one thing. Black women will advocate for their image. Black men have, and because men in general, we're not the more social of the crew. We just kind of like a lot of men in the late 80s, early 90s. They were going to corporate America doing whatever. But then when Cops and America's Most Wanted and stuff was all over TV, it was like, well, that ain't me.
Right.
But yeah, it is because it's a part of our ethnic image. It tainted the way people looked at Black men as a whole.
It did. And I was a little girl being tainted.
Yes. Until
I got older and got mature and was like, that.
So this is why for the first years I said, look, man, like it or not.
75 years is a long time with your thoughts.
Yet they are vampires, less than a century old. They get their pick of the litter of new vampires.
No one has a say on who could be turned.
But we have how many? I implore you to heed our warning.
I'd be a fool to think he wants me.
Who is this? What a snap.
It's not enough. Where's the rest?
You need a donor.
Not everyone is a fool.
And I'm not every human.
Never know who's watching.
We just can't rid ourselves of anyone who disagree with us.
You got to understand that we are the most media susceptible people in this country. We never had a chance to be separated from anybody from chattel slavery. We got a lot of issues as a people, but no matter how jacked up the dating situation may be, men still have to do their part to be competitive. And here's one thing: in the last 20 or 30 years, Black men have taken on more of the challenge to where 51% have made themselves single and childless and 64% in the middle class. That's a big change from 20 or 30 years ago. But the problem is the media message hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And it's not women's responsibility to change the media message. It's our responsibility to change the media message as Black men. That's why I'm one of the biggest champions for media, Black male media run by Black men for Black men, because we have to rehab our image in our eyes, in your eyes, in the world's eyes, because like it or not, ain't nobody coming to save us. And as far as we're separated over here and over there and warm between one another, we keep funding the economy and keep spending our dollars. So like people got paid on Friday, we broke by midnight. That's our community. And I don't fault women for losing faith, because I listen to my mother and her sisters. And you want to know Friday, Saturday night, the Ripple, you needed a cigarettes.
He ain't shit. He down there fucking with you. I'm just telling you, I know this shit.
Woman come knocking on your door, coming with I got stories.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of pushback saying, well, you do this, you do that. I'm like, I understand. But the problem is, at the end of the day, we got to end up realizing Black men are where we are, Black women are where we are. How can we get the majority of us to sit down at the table in good faith and say, okay, how can we work this out? How can we? And it's going to take us having a conversation one-to-one. And I think my show, if anything, it's really just, all I do is just sit down every night and just talk to people.
Could you bring together a round table? Have you thought about expanding and doing that?
I've actually
and actually let them converse, and
Yes.
then you step away and just facilitate
Yep.
and let people see exactly what it is that you're saying.
I mentioned in the format I'm moving towards in my show where I do a monologue. There's going to be an interview segment. Then a piece called Middle Ground, to where I want to have people, men and women, come and sit and talk, whether in studio or virtual. And then I kind of moderate the discussion.
Okay.